was punishing those who had the good fortune to be raised in a warm, loving home.
House where her truck was parked outside to get her wallet, to get her ATM card and some other things. Came back to the shed where she was still subdued.
There is a unique kind of terror that comes with a monster who doesn't follow the rules. Most serial killers leave a calling card, a specific type of victim, a predictable hunting ground, or a distinct psychological trigger that eventually leads the FBI right to their doorstep. But in the dark, frozen corners of America, one man spent over a decade proving that the ultimate way to evade justice was to become completely, terrifyingly random. Israel Keyes was not your average disorganized predator drifting through the shadows.
In return for that, I don't plan on being around a whole lot longer, but a really big concern to me is, my kid.
He was a meticulous ghost, a hyper-detailed tactician, and a cold-blooded enigma who treated the taking of human life like a highly complex military operation. For years, he flew completely under the radar of the world's most advanced law enforcement agencies, leaving a trail of vanished souls across multiple states. Today, we are stepping into the deep, pitch-black abyss of America's most chillingly organized serial killer, the shadow of the Pacific Northwest. To understand the chilling perfection of Israel Keyes, we have to go back to his quiet, isolated roots in the dense, mist-shrouded forests of the Pacific Northwest. Raised in a highly reclusive, deeply religious, and heavily anti-government family, Keyes learned how to survive off the grid from an early age. He wasn't just comfortable in the pitch-black woods, he completely mastered them.
I don't want her to type my name in the computer and have it pop up
While normal teenagers were socializing, Keyes was quietly studying the structural weaknesses of human society. He spent hours tracking animals, learning how to disappear into the brush without leaving a single footprint, and mastering the art of absolute silence. This isolated childhood didn't just make him a skilled woodsman, it meticulously rewired his brain, turning him into a completely detached, patient, and calculating predator who viewed the entire American landscape as his private, untraceable hunting ground, the military machine precision. When Keyes enlisted in the United States Army in the late 1990s, he didn't just serve his country, he actively weaponized their elite training to perfect his dark desires. The military taught him advanced logistics, tactical tracking, weapons maintenance, and how to operate under extreme psychological pressure without cracking. He became a ghost within the machine, an exemplary soldier by day who was quietly calculating how to use federal training to commit the perfect, uncatchable crimes by night.
There is something innate, there is something intrinsic, something that's within somebody to become a serial killer. I think that
the rigid discipline of the armed forces became the ultimate framework for his future horrors. He learned how to compartmentalize his mind with terrifying efficiency, ensuring that his normal, everyday persona as an Army veteran and a capable carpenter could completely hide the monstrous, predatory darkness that was slowly brewing just beneath the surface, the terrifying logic of the kill caches. What separates Israel Keyes from almost every other serial killer in American history is a terrifying concept known as the kill cache. Years before he even selected a victim, Keyes would drive thousands of miles across the country to remote, secluded locations like state parks or abandoned properties. There, he would bury large, heavy-duty plastic buckets filled with weapons, silencers, zip ties, turning strips, and gallons of chemicals to destroy human remains. He would meticulously map these coordinates and leave them buried for years, waiting patiently. This meant that when he finally decided to strike, he could fly into a random state.
Very evasive at times during interviews, and he told us when we tried to pin him down on a number, he would say it was less than 12. But then there were things that he would say that led us to believe that by less than 12, he simply meant 11. And so he was quick to correct us in interviews if we had something wrong. So there were several times where we just threw out.
Rent a car, dig up a fresh cache, commit a horrific crime, and bury the evidence without ever crossing a state line with a weapon. He had literally automated his logistics, stripping away the victim profile. Most predators have a specific type, a preference for age, gender, hair color, or lifestyle that fuels their dark fantasies. Israel Keyes completely weaponized randomness by entirely discarding the concept of a victim profile. He didn't care who you were, what you looked like, or how old you were. To Keyes, a victim was simply a target of opportunity who happened to be in the wrong place at the exact wrong time. He targeted elderly couples sleeping soundly in their suburban homes, young hitchhikers on lonely highways, and isolated hikers deep within remote mountain trails. By completely eliminating any discernible pattern in his victims, he made it mathematically impossible for local police departments to link his geographically scattered crimes, rendering traditional FBI profiling methods completely useless against him. The geometry of travel anomalies. Keyes treated the American highway system like a massive chessboard, using complex travel anomalies to completely baffle future investigators. When he wanted to commit a murder, he would book a flight to a city thousands of miles away from his actual destination.
Like, you were 11 victims or things like that, and he didn't correct us. So based on that and some just additional things that he said, we believe the number is 11.
He traveled.
Upon landing, he would rent a car and drive 12, 14, or even 20 hours straight into an entirely different state just to find a victim. He paid for everything using cash he had saved up over months, kept his cell phone battery completely removed to prevent tower pinging, and never stayed in hotels where he had to show identification. He would commit a horrific act in Texas, drive through the night to dump the vehicle in Arizona, and fly back to his home in Alaska the next morning. The vanishing of the Curriers. In June of 2011, the terrifying efficiency of Keyes' grand design collided with an unsuspecting couple in Vermont. Bill and Lorraine Currier were ordinary, hard-working citizens who vanished from their suburban home without a single trace. There was no signs of forced entry, no ransom notes, and absolutely zero clues left behind.
So extensively, both in the US and in other countries, for such long periods of time that authorities haven't been able to pinpoint where he was oftentimes. So the number of victims is going to be much higher than 11, in my opinion.
The local community was paralyzed with fear, completely unaware that a monster had flown all the way from Alaska, dug up a kill cache he had buried in Vermont 2 years prior, and quietly broken into the Currier home. Keyes took them to an abandoned farmhouse he had previously scouted, committed the unthinkable, and then completely vanished back into the night. Without a body, a motive, or a local suspect, the case immediately went completely ice cold. The final mistake in the cold. For over a decade, Keyes was an invisible ghost, but his absolute undoing would finally come in the freezing darkness of Anchorage, Alaska. In February 2012, a young coffee hut barista named Samantha Koenig vanished during her evening shift. For the first time in his horrific career, Keyes broke his own golden rule. He broke character and struck close to his own home. He kidnapped Samantha, took her life, and concealed her body. But greed and a growing sense of total invincibility finally clouded his meticulous judgment. He attempted to extort a ransom from her family using her stolen debit card. As he drove across the southern United States using the card at various ATMs, he left a glowing digital breadcrumb trail that allowed the FBI to finally corner him. The chilling interrogation mind games. When Texas state troopers finally arrested Keyes, investigators thought they had captured a standard local kidnapper. They had absolutely no idea they were sitting across from a human jigsaw puzzle. In the interrogation room, Keyes was a master of psychological warfare. He sat with an eerie, calm smile, casually drinking black coffee and eating candy bars while bartering for pieces of information. He would drop terrifying, cryptic hints about bodies hidden across the country, but only in exchange for specific prison perks or promises that his name would be kept out of the media to protect his young daughter. He took sick pleasure in knowing that he held all the cards, forcing seasoned FBI profilers to hang on his every chilling word. The ransom note from the dark. During the intense investigation into Samantha Koenig's disappearance, the FBI uncovered what is perhaps the most macabre and deeply disturbing piece of evidence in modern criminal history. Keyes had demanded a $30,000 ransom, and to prove Samantha was still alive, he attached a photograph. In the dimly lit photo, Samantha appeared to be holding a current newspaper. It was only after his arrest that the sickening truth was revealed. Keyes had frozen her body, applied makeup to her face, sewn her eyes open with fishing line, and staged her cold corpse to look alive just to manipulate her desperate family. This level of detached, theatrical cruelty shocked even the most hardened federal agents, proving his mind operated on a level of pure, calculated malice. Israel Keyes remains a terrifying, permanent stain on the history of true crime, a monster who proved that absolute organization and total randomness could completely baffle the most advanced investigators on Earth. He was a ghost who calculated his horrors down to the exact mile, leaving behind a chilling legacy that still haunts the dark woods of America today. The terrifying truth is that some of his heavily armed kill caches are still buried out there right now, waiting beneath the dirt. If this spooky, mysterious deep dive into the mind of America's most organized predator kept you completely paralyzed until the very end, make sure to slam that subscribe button, smash the like icon, and drop a comment below with your thoughts. Keep your doors locked, look closely at the shadows, and thanks for watching.